So the spring shop update may have gotten slightly derailed, but it's because I wanted to come out with a really nice art zine. So that's valid, right? Hello everyone, this is Jess from J Rose Alchemic Art and welcome back to another video. Today I am hoping to bring to you guys all of the final prep for the spring shop update and a little bit of, why it was slightly delayed, or at least my promotion of it. I feel like in the February, like for the Valentine's shop update, I was a little better about promoting, getting all the things done early, all of that stuff, and I feel like I just was so overwhelmed with other things happening in life that it didn't quite happen that way for this update. So ultimately, we do have all of our clay friends all ready and available, and we have all of our stickers ready to go as well. I love that sparkly sheen. But the biggest thing was trying to figure out how to do this spooky familiar zine. Hello, buddy. Today though, we are actually working on the spring shop update once again and just getting like all of our paper goods all ready and having it all be prepped for when we actually go live. The official go live date will be probably not here on the screen. I don't know why I'm being so theatric, but it'll be April 24th at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. I went ahead and decided on the date mostly because I need to keep myself to a deadline and actually give myself a date so I can get to stepping on some things. But for today, we are actually going to be getting all of our stickers printed out and cut. I'm also hoping to finish the Spooky Familiar magazine, so that way that can also be ready for the spring shop update for anyone who might be interested in it. And yeah, just exciting things in general. So we're gonna go ahead and get right into our sticker cutting process though.
Caesar's absolutely sitting in my spot. But he's so cute, like I can't even move him. Yeah. And of course his brother is right to the side of him.
Yes, we are mostly focusing on creating some original sticker art for my spring shop update, as well as some more of the behind the scenes of my making of a original spooky magazine called The Spooky Familiar. Catchy name, I know. But I really had a fun idea to try and make my own magazine of like happenings of my world that I've created, Spookfall Hollow, and just like interesting stories of like what has been happening in their world. So I have drawn out all the illustrations again in previous videos, and also we're going to be making that into a separate video as well. So if you're interested in that, make sure you subscribe and follow along. But today we are going to be trying to also print and bring it to life today as well, and fingers crossed that it all turns out okay and that the zine like looks fine. So it's gonna be an interesting process. I'm really curious to see how it'll all come together, but we'll figure it out together. I'll bring you guys along just to see what ends up happening. So let's get into the sticker cutting at the very least. Okay. For those who may not know, I actually do print out all of my stickers at home, and I use my printer and then cut everything with my Cricut Maker 3, and then cut everything again after applying a sticky vinyl sticker paper. That didn't sound right. Glitter vinyl sticker paper. But that is usually the process of everything, just to make the stickers also look good but last a little bit longer than they would if it was just the regular paper that I normally use for my stickers. So I actually have everything uploaded here on my Cricut on the design space, so I'm going to turn you guys around so you can see. But yeah, here is our design space. We've already added all of our sticker designs for the spring shop update, and I do like to point out that all of the designs, I only make 3 of them, or 3 of each, just because, again, I am not a huge sticker shop, so I always just plan to have like a couple, enough for basically like product photos. And then obviously if they go well enough and people enjoy the design, then I can print them out more from there. But I do like to point that out to people that just because, opening a business is super exciting, and that is something that I have had to learn over the years myself, is even though you may love a design, it doesn't necessarily mean that everyone else is also going to love it. So I always just say to print out like what you consider your bare minimum, and then going from there. If it goes well, then great, go ahead and order some more stickers. But if not, then hey, you've only made like a very small amount that you just have to worry about selling later. So let's go ahead and get these printed out though. So while we did finish cutting up all of our stickers, we do unfortunately, I had one mishap while I was actually trying to peel the sticker off the sticker mat, if you guys couldn't see that in the earlier clip, so one sticker down. And unfortunately, we did have a couple of misprints, so there are some that just didn't cut out at all. And I have two sheets where some of them cut out, but not all the way. So that's why it's always better to be extra prepared and have some, extra pieces of sticker paper, I suppose. But yeah, all part of like kind of running a small business and trial and error, I suppose. So honestly, I'm probably going to use these for when we try and print out the magazine. So that way I can tell for sure which side is which when I'm actually like trying to reinsert the paper. I can figure that out for when we're doing the front and backs of some of the zine pages. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that, but also just a little bit stressed, but it'll be okay. I realized that even though like I have already technically finished all of our clay sculpts a while ago, I really wanted to make one last thing for the shop update, and that is going to be our little pudding ghost. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. I had so much fun coming up with the design and the idea for some of the little drawings that I've done, and obviously I included it with our stickers that are also coming with the spring update. So I just thought it made sense to try and bring our little pudding ghost to the sculpting version as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and I have some translucent clay. I'm gonna add just a little bit of blue mica powder as well to kind of give it that shimmery fun effect. And I think that it'll be really fun when it actually comes together. So it won't technically glow in the dark, but I do think it'll still look really fun. So let's get into it. briefly here. I realized that I did not really vlog too much of the actual like making of the zine and like putting together all the pages. Obviously all the illustrations were done, but just not the actual like putting together the text with the stories and the articles and things like that. So I will show you guys like some very small previews just because I do kind of want it to still be a little bit of a surprise when the zine is actually all finished and ready. But I do want to do like 2 pages with you guys because those are pretty simple. This is gonna be mostly because I forgot how many pages I need to do to make front and back even and cohesive, but that's fine. But it's gonna be like for 2 of the articles, there are like shops that you can visit essentially in Spookfall Hollow, and I wanted to bring that back with my own shop and like say, and these are like the real life equivalent that you can purchase here over on our side. So yeah, I think that'll be really fun and cute just to kind of bring those 2 together in a fun amalgamation of my scene. So we're gonna go ahead and get started with that. Friends, I feel like it's been a hot minute since I have vlogged anything, but life has just been super busy and I am grateful that things are keeping me busy, I suppose, but I also have not had like really much time at all to work on any of my art. So I apologize that probably by the time this video comes out, it's gonna be way later than I thought it would be. But I figured obviously my at-home print job of my Spooky Familiar zine did not quite work out the way that I planned, which is unfortunate, but I did do like a quick order from Office Depot because I heard that their quality was pretty good and they could do this side binding here. So I ordered a couple copies of that through them, and I figured we would go ahead and look at it together. So I'm not going to reveal, like, I mean, probably you guys could pause and still read it, but I do want to just show off very quickly. I do like the cover, that kind of texture and everything of the paper, which is really nice. And then obviously all of our pictures and articles and all the art is all inside. So I'm honestly really happy with how it turned out. But the only thing that I am not, it's not really like a, it's probably more of a skill issue. I probably should have maybe looked at it a little bit closer when I was getting ready to order these. But if you can tell, there's obviously that little white border that's around the zine, which is totally okay. I think it's still, you get the gist of it and you can still read all of the articles and everything like that. But I only ordered like 15 copies, I think, because I was like, I don't know how well these are really gonna sell, if at all. So maybe 15 was a little ambitious anyway. But anyway, if nothing else, they can go out to like friends or family. But regardless, I did get some extra copies, which is nice. So cost is a little bit cheaper now as well, technically. And I want to make sure that I'm going to just try with my paper cutter here if maybe I can trim off a little bit and it won't look like totally off-centered. So we're going to do that together really quick and see what happens. So let's get into the cutting process. We have all of our additions up here. I'm just gonna, we're gonna see what happens. If it doesn't work out, that's okay. This will just be like my copy of the zine, I suppose. But let's just see what will happen if we cut off just kind of that top part here. And I feel like I'm never the best at getting totally perfect and straight. I've gotten better since like when I first started, but it's always a little intimidating when I use it again. Here we go. I feel like this is always the hardest, is like trying to even it up. Okay. So we do still have a little bit of that binding on the side here, but that is what it is. I'm okay with that. But yeah, honestly, I think that this is pretty good. I don't know. If you guys think that I should just go ahead and do that with the rest of the pages, oh sorry, yeah, you probably saw a lot of that. But yeah, if you guys feel that I should maybe do that for the rest of our copies of the Spooky Familiar, please feel free to leave that in a comment down below. I kind of almost, because there's still quite a border here, I feel like I kind of want to narrow that down some more, but then I don't want it to be uneven with the other pages, so it might just be, it is what it is. At the end of the day, again, this is the back cover. I'm assuming people aren't going to really be looking at the back cover that much, but yeah, please let me know what you guys think of our very first zine, The Spooky Familiar. It's so exciting. And I think I've shown it, but I'll grab the original copy that I made here at home as well so you guys can see that. So just one second. This is my at-home edition that I made. And originally I thought that I wanted to have like that 4x6 kind of style size for the magazine. And honestly, like it works fine for the art, but I think for the actual articles themselves, the print is so tiny. I don't know like really how well people would be able to see things. So I do love this thank you from the author/artist, this back page here. I think it's really cute. But yeah, because I obviously stapled it at home and did everything here, I still think it looks really pretty. I'm very happy with my quality of like the actual making the articles and the taking the pictures and the art and everything like that and putting it together. I think it's very fun. Oh my gosh, hi, no. No, you cannot have that, buddy. Dear Lord. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, I'm happy with that, but again, I think I am glad that I ended up getting it printed like somewhat professionally with Office Depot. And just I think it looks a lot better and the print is a lot better for like actually reading it. So ultimately these are our 2 copies. Again, these are probably gonna stay with me unless I decide, no, I do kind of want to keep, because I feel like this is the original, this is the very first, and I feel like it's always important to keep at least one copy or version of your art that you've made, just because it's nice to kind of look back on and see how you've grown over the years too. And then, yeah, I feel because this is the first one that I cut, I'll probably keep this too. Again, unless for some reason this is like wildly popular and ends up selling a bunch, which who knows. But overall, I think I'm pretty happy with it. I think I'll keep both of these and we will end up listing the rest of these on the shop. So probably by the time you guys see this, the shop update will definitely be done. Everything should be uploaded, and these are probably going to be the last thing to be updated on there. Probably give me at least like a day or so. I'll probably take some product photos in the morning when the actual sun is out and it, looks somewhat brighter. And yeah, we'll go from there. So very exciting stuff. Okay, so very quickly, we're gonna go over one last time all of the new things that we produce for the shop update. Honestly, I've had bigger shop updates before with more like new products and things like that, but I'm really proud of all the work that I did put in, and I think that these ones are really cute. So starting with our stickers, we do have our Growing Together. We have our Hanging Out with Fun Guys. I think this one is so fun. I love the mushroom and then the little pudding ghost that is also featured in our Spooky Familiar zine. And then Strawberry Love. So very fun. Of course, they're all on that sparkly vinyl sticker sheet. Yes. And then of course we have our new clay friends as well. So we do have kind of our drooping tulip flower ghost. Again, originally, if you guys have not been following the series progress of this so far, oh my gosh, sorry, okay. Prince is always nearby, but also like wanting to get in trouble while I'm filming for some reason. But anyway, these are our clay friends. Again, we have our drooping tulip ghost. If you've not been following along and seeing the progress that has been made for this guy, he has a fun story, and ultimately I am glad that I ended up going a little bit more with this design, because he is still a ghost, and even though it's not necessarily like a blooming, like bright and pretty and everything like some of my other flower ghosts that I've done, I think that the way that this is drooping also really fits the style of our ghost friend here. So I'm pretty happy with it. Of course, we have our strawberry ghost, our little mushroom ghost here as well, and he has his own little pedestal, which I think is cute. That's kind of perfect for your desk. And then this one is actually our pudding ghost itself. So again, I don't think that I really showed the process with this as much, but I am really happy. I ended up using a translucent clay to make him, and then adding in some mica powder for the blue that kind of highlights around his eyes and then like his overhanging hands. So, and then obviously on the top he has his little star flower that's growing, so very cute. But yes, I will admit there are very limited quantities of these clay friends, just because you never quite know how a shop update is going to go, or if they'll be, you know, liked or successful. So just something to bear in mind. And then of course we have the Spooky Familiar, our very first art zine. So yeah, these are all of the things that I have made over the last kind of couple months really at this point to bring for this spring shop update. And while it is definitely not like the plan that I had in mind to be kind of this late in the year, into spring I suppose, that's a better term for it, I still hope that you guys love it, that you have enjoyed seeing like the process of bringing everything together. I think this will honestly be like kind of my last big like planned shop update for a little bit at least. I really want to focus on giving myself some time to kind of think creatively and plan out some funner projects for myself, because as much fun as it is to like have a spring shop or to have a shop update in general and share it online and do all those things, for one, I'm not the greatest at promoting myself. I struggle a lot with like wanting to post that sort of thing online, like, look at what you should buy for yourself that I made. And yeah, it's very hard for me, unfortunately. Again, probably that's not a good sign of a business owner, but it is what it is. I'm trying to work on it and grow on it. But ultimately, I think that I do. Oh, yeah, you can see both cats are going to be jumping off in the corner here in a second. But ultimately, I think that I really just want to focus on some fun creative projects in the future here. So I have some big ideas for other things that I would like to make, including probably some new worry stones that are coming in the future. I really want to make like a clay bakery fun times, yes, and make just a bunch of fun baked goods made out of clay. I think that would be really fun. And possibly like working more in my sketchbook, because my goal has been to complete my sketchbook for like a couple years now, and I still have not gotten, I'm over halfway, which is the farthest I've ever made, but I would really like to finish at least one sketchbook in my lifetime. That sounds really sad, but I really want to accomplish that at least, and hopefully before, you know, the end of my lifetime. So anyway, I just have a lot of fun creative projects that I think I'd like to do, and that kind of aligns but also may not necessarily align with doing consistent shop updates every, you know, couple months. So I think what my plan will be from now on is probably the things that I make for, you know, content creation or sharing on, you know, my social media and what have you. Those things will just be kind of updated on my shop periodically, and there may not necessarily be like scheduled shop updates. So I think that'll be fine. Obviously we're still going to be doing some in-person events this year as well, so get excited for that and seeing like behind the scenes of those sorts of things. But I think for right now I really do want to just focus on just having fun and making some cool art projects. So that's kind of my plan from now on. I realize by the time this goes up, it's probably not even going to be April anymore. It's going to be probably May. I almost started singing. You can tell I'm a millennial. Anyway, if you've seen the meme of, you know, NSYNC and saying it's going to be May. Anyway, so yes, that is kind of my idea and my plan for right now. Again, since it is probably going to be May by the time this goes up, I don't think that even the April large sculpture is going to be up in time, which is really sad. I just have not had time to work on a lot of things, unfortunately, and that kind of makes me sad, but also I need to be realistic with myself and keeping up other things in my life as priorities. So I apologize for that. Hopefully you guys are still enjoying and will find some inspiration, or just listening to me yap is somewhat calming, I hope, as we continue to work together to bring new things into the world. So yeah, April large sculpture will be coming out soon. Again, we're also going to be working on the May large sculpture as well. And then, yeah, all of these things for the spring shop update. So this was a long ramble. I do apologize. Hopefully if you made it this far into the video, you're amazing. I really appreciate you, and good on you for making it this far. But regardless, thank you so much for watching. If you are not already, you know, make sure that you like, comment, subscribe, and yeah, hopefully you guys will look forward to some of the fun things that are going to be coming in the future with J. Rose Alchemic Art. I am very excited to work on some new clay projects and new art projects in general, and sketching and all of the things. So look forward to that here, and I hope that you all have a wonderful day.